Ivangeli lakudala, Ivangeli lakudala, Ivangeli lakudala. So you have to talk back to me now. Good evening to all of you. I am so happy to be with you. Nobody but God could put this together. And so I am grateful to him, grateful. We were on the other side in Avenue B, and we had arranged the room. And the room was going to be filled, absolutely filled. It had about 10 chairs in there. Yeah. But God arranged it in another way. And I'm happy to be with you. Today is an interesting day for me because if you study the Bible, there are discussions about whether or not Jesus died on Good Friday or whether or not he died on Saturday. And so scholars go back and forth trying to put the Thursday, Friday, and Saturday together. But here we are in the middle of it. Were you here this morning when Brother Evans spoke? If you were, would you say I was here? I was here. He did a marvelous job helping us see the pain that Jesus went through for us. It was so good for me. Would you share some love? Would you give him a big round of applause? He did a marvelous job today. Brother Evans is one of my mentors. He'd like to say it the other way because I'm older than he is, but he has touched my life for many years. Listen, let's look at what was assigned to me. And I want a dialogue. Would you talk to me today? Yes. One more time. I want a dialogue. Would you talk to me today? Yes. Very good. So listen, the title that was given was Mentorship Looking for the Right One. And there were two texts. There was the text about the Apostle Paul and Timothy, and then there was a text about Elisha and Elisha. And I would read those texts, but I know that we have spent a lot of time organizing ourselves. And so let me begin with some discussion questions. And I need you to help me now. You said you're going to help me. What does mentoring mean to you, and why do you think it's important? I need a volunteer. Let me read it again. What does mentoring mean to you, and why do you think it's important? A volunteer. Come on, you said we're going to have a dialogue. Not time to be bashful or shy. Yes, sir. Come on.
From my understanding, I understand that mentoring means being able to take someone under your wing and guiding them, teaching them what you have learned.
I love it. Someone else? What does mentoring mean to you? Someone else, come on. It's going to be a long afternoon. Yes, ma'am.
I think it's like getting someone who's been on a journey that you want to go through to kind of guide you in terms of how to.
Beautiful. So let me repeat what she said because maybe some of you cannot hear. She says mentoring is deciding about a journey you want to go on and then picking someone that will lead you on that journey. So the next question is, have you ever had a mentor in your life? Have you ever had one in your life? Somebody? Anybody? Yes, sir.
Yeah, my father, my young father, he was a preacher, he mentored me to become a Christian.
Okay, I love it. He said his father. Now, is that your biological father or someone that...
Yeah, Yeah, he's uncle, my uncle.
Your uncle. Your uncle. That's good. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, something happened there and y'all left me out. What happened there? Oh, Zulu. Okay. Okay, I got it. I got it. So let me ask the second half of that question. What impact? If you had a mentor in your life, what impact did it have on you? Come on now. Quit playing shy. Yes, sir.
It will help me avoid the mistakes they
Lord have mercy. Help you avoid a mistake. So that they made. Okay. So let me tell you that the reason I'm here today is because this guy here. Mentors help you get where you want to go. Figure out in your head where you want to go, and then find someone that will help you get there. Does that make sense? Sure. Let me continue. I've got some notes, but I want to have a dialogue, and then we'll dive deeply into the notes I want to share. But a lot of times, aha moments, when you allow the light bulb to come on in your head, that's when the discussion is most meaningful. So let me ask you, what qualities do you think a good mentor ought to have? What qualities? Give me one, give me two. What qualities? Anybody? Leadership. The ability to lead. That's a good quality. Give me another one. Humility. They've been there. They've got the t-shirt, but it didn't mess them up. They're still humble. I like that. Somebody else. Transparency. The ability to see their qualities and to see their frailties. If you can see their qualities, you can emulate. If you can see their frailties, you can say, not for me. Somebody else. Credibility. What they say has relevance. It's credible. I like that. Did I hear somebody over here? We're in the middle. Where? Come on, please. Not biased. Not biased. I like that. Those are great qualities. Anybody got another one? Integrity. I like all of those. How about the skill set? Right? So I'm picking on this guy because he's my brother, but as I travel with him through Africa and in the United States, the name Jack Evans Jr. brings skills to the table. Nobody would have to ask, can Jack Jr. preach? Nobody would have to ask, can his dad preach? And so for me to be in the shadow, I get part of the skill set. We often joke because I'm a junior and he's a junior. And so we often joke together and say, you're a junior, you and your dad have a different level of skill. Although I'm a junior, I can emulate. So the quality of having the skill makes a difference. Anybody else? Somebody else? We're looking for attributes. We're looking for qualities that a good mentor ought to have, and you ought to be asking yourself, a mentor or a mentee? What's good for me? Come on, somebody else. Fear of the Lord. They have to love the Lord. They have to love the Lord. Whether it's in the workplace or whether it's in a spiritual environment, you want somebody who loves the Lord. Someone that can touch you spiritually as well as touch you in the marketplace. Somebody else. I'm sorry? Perspective. Got to have a good perspective. Now, play the role of being a mentor and tell me what benefits it would be to you. If, in fact, you said, I'm going to be a mentor. I'm going to mentor somebody. Tell me the benefit it might have for you.
Keeps you accountable.
Keeps you accountable. I like that. I like that. I like that. I can't move off. I can't do this because somebody else is looking at me. Right. I like that. Give me another one. Yes, sir.
Protect you.
Protects me. Okay. All right. That's deep.
Gives you a good reputation.
Gives you a good reputation. Okay. So stop for a second. Maybe that question doesn't ring clear. So let me help. And I need everybody to talk, male and females. Females, can you talk? If you can talk, nod your head. Yeah. So listen. Benefits. I'm looking for benefits now. So let me zoom back and let me give you a chapter out of my life. For many years, I was a youth minister. Right? Youth ministers are mentors. You see it in your head? If you see it in your head, nod your head. So the joy of having someone 10 years later, 20 years later, come back and say, if it wasn't for you, you touched my life. I was at a critical place in my life. And because you stepped into that spot, you changed my life. Right? Benefits. So I'm trying to encourage you to be a mentor. And I'm talking about benefits. So give me another, perhaps, benefit of being a mentor. Yes, ma'am.
Influence.
Oh, yes, sir. Influence. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Raises your confidence.
Raises your confidence level. Right. You can say, you know what? I did that. I did help that person. It doesn't intoxicate you, but it gives you confidence. I can do that. I did that. And if I did that then, I can do it now. Okay? Somebody else.
Changes the environment.
Changes the environment. Help me with that. Elaborate.
If you are mentoring in a certain location or community, and you are mentored to one of the 2 or 3 kids there, and then they change their life, has a positive impact.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. I don't know if everybody heard you, so would you just speak that a little bit louder for me, please?
So, if you are a mentor in a certain community or in a church, and then 1 or 2 kids are looking up to you or mentoring them, and then they change their life, that becomes a positive influence amongst the environment they're in.
Right.
That's a benefit that a mentor can have.
You change that whole structure. Not only do you change that individual because you poured into that individual, but you change that whole environment. Right? I love it. I love it. So let me just quickly say, and I don't know how much time we have. How much time we have?
25 minutes.
25 minutes. How many people would like for me to cut this short so you can go home or go have your supper? Just say, cut it short. Okay, well, we need to have a vote. So those that say keep it going, say keep it going. Let me hear you say keep it going. Those that say cut it short, say cut it short. Oh, okay. Okay. So listen, let's say today you decide I'm going to mentor someone. Give me a barrier. Give me a barrier that you might encounter if you decide I am going to be a mentor. A barrier. Let me throw one out at you. I don't have enough time. You know what? I got kids. I got a job. I got a personal life. I don't have enough time for you to be in my circle. Is that a barrier? Yes or no? Yes. Give me another barrier. I'm sorry, say it again. I can't speak. I'm not articulate. I can't find the right words. I'm shy. I'm reserved. And so now you want me to mentor you? No, that's a barrier. Somebody else. Ma'am, you're looking so deep. Help me. Give me a barrier. Give me a barrier.
I like my personal space.
I like my personal space. I like anybody in my space except myself and those I select. And so if I become a mentor, I got to bring other people in my space. And who knows what they're going to bring in my space? I like that. That's rich. Thank you. Somebody else. Yes, back in the back. Resources. I need resources to be a mentor. I'm going to pull a chapter out of my life again. Let's go back to youth ministry. When I was a youth minister, we used to have easily 80 kids, right? And so we'd go to a nursing home, we'd go do stuff, but there were many kids on the bus that did not have monies. So guess where the monies came from if we stopped to eat? Resources. You got to have some resources. And so that's one. Money is a resource, but there are other resources that are barriers. If I don't have access to the right person in the right place, then how can I mentor that person to get there if I don't have the network? Great point. Somebody else. Yes, sir. Patience. Patience. It's like I told you how to do that. Did you not get it? I like that. Somebody else. Yes, ma'am.
Imposter syndrome.
Help me with that.
I think a lot of us could be great mentors, but don't believe that we can because we don't think that we are at a place where
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. I don't have the confidence to do that. Right? I feel inferior. You going to get something from me? It's great. Great. Let's get another question. If I'm going to mentor someone, if I decide to be a mentor, one of the things that's important is that person trust me. Trust me. Tell me how you get trust. Tell me how you develop trust. Say it again.
by doing what you say.
By doing what you, if you say I'm going to call you, if you say I'm going to pick you up, if you say we're going here, if you say I'm going to do this, then you do it, right? That's how you gain trust. Somebody else. Yes, sir. Consistency. Not only did I say it and do it then, but I said it and did it then. And then I said it and did it then. And I said it, I kept doing it. My word is my bond. If I want to be a mentor, it's important to me to establish the trust factor and understand that when I break trust, I hurt the relationship. Okay? Somebody else, help me. Yes, sir. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Communication.
Communication. Help me with that. Give me texture.
I think it runs parallel with the whole consistency. If you communicate, I don't like what you're doing, or I like what you're doing, then it kind of like enhances the trust.
Okay, all right. I like that. I like that. Someone else. Someone else.
Being vulnerable.
Ooh-wee. Say it again.
Vulnerable.
Being vulnerable. So you want to give me texture, or you want to give texture? You want me to give texture, or you give texture? Come on.
I prefer yours.
No, I prefer yours. Come on.
I think part of the whole mentorship relationship includes, being able to own up to, like you said, your frailties, your weaknesses, and your flaws. And so if someone is honest enough about their weaknesses, I think you are able to
I like it. So let's do it. My wife and I. You have a wife.
No, I don't.
Make believe. Okay. So should we announce you as the Bachelor of the Year? I'm just saying. So let's say that you do have a wife, and I have a wife, and I'm mentoring you because I want your relationship with your wife to be intact and to be strong, right? So every time you're with us, if you never hear us, say, you know what, baby, I don't like that. If I've always got to present a facade that we're perfect, right? Is that an asset or is that a liability if I'm trying to mentor you? It's a liability. And many of us think that in order to mentor someone, we've got to be perfect. No, it's not. It's not true. It's not true. Somebody else. Okay, I put at least one person to sleep. I'm not going to look in the direction of the person that was sleeping. I'm not. I might point in that direction. Just joking. Okay. Let me switch to a little bit of a monologue. Let's keep talking, but let's talk about knowledge transfer. Everybody say knowledge transfer. Say it again. One more time. All right, so let me give you another part of my life. I told you about the youth minister. Let me snatch another chapter out of my life. For 30 years, I was a franchisee with McDonald's. I owned a bunch of stores. At one time, my wife and I had 600 people working for us. And so in the restaurant business, there's a lot of turnover. There's a lot of young people coming through that, learning how to develop skills. One of the things we taught in that environment was the buddy principle. So let's say we're talking about knowledge transfer. Everybody say knowledge transfer. Say it one more time. Don't get lost in the McDonald's piece. I'm going somewhere. Knowledge transfer. So you hire a person. That person says, I'm ready to work. They got the uniform on. They look good. But they don't know anything about working behind the counter. So we had what we call a buddy system. Right? If your job that day is going to be French fries, then I am going to assign a person to you that knows the exact way to cook the fries. Before I assign that person to you, I'm going to send you back to watch a video. And I want you to know that fries cook for 3 minutes and 35 seconds. I want you to know when the fries come up, you salt the fries. I want you to know how to package the fries. I want you to know that fries have a shelf life. I don't care if they were just cooked, they cannot sit around 10 minutes. So I assign a buddy to work with you. That buddy is going to transfer knowledge. So if in fact the buzzer goes off after 3 minutes and 35 seconds, you pull the fries up, you dump the fries, and you don't salt the fries, the buddy is going to say, did you miss something? If that person doesn't package the fries, they're all over the fry station. If they don't package the fries correctly, that buddy's going. We're talking about what? We're talking about what? One of the benefits is knowledge transfer. So let's take it and put it in a spiritual realm. If in fact I'm a Sunday school teacher, and I've been teaching forever, and this person just gets baptized, this person knows the Lord, this person is reading their Bible, and they want to teach, then I assign that person to a senior person that knows the Bible, that teaches a Bible class, and a mentoring system occurs. That person sees me walk in and take the role. That person sees me as I begin the class, greeting all of the kids by name. That person sees me as I begin the class, and I begin with a hook to pull them in. And then after the hook, there's the look and the took. And so I've got a buddy system going because I'm doing what? So listen. Everybody in here that loves the Lord, if you love the Lord, would you shout, I love the Lord? I love the Lord. Shout it loud. I love the Lord. There ought to be a knowledge transfer going on. Right? A knowledge transfer going on with your kids. A knowledge transfer going on at your job. Whether or not you pull them into your close circle, you are still mentoring them. Does that make sense? Yeah. All right, if I'm putting you to sleep, just yawn. There's another thing called skill development. It's very close to knowledge transfer, but skill development is accelerated. When I mentor somebody, when somebody sees me do it, I'm that Sunday school teacher, then I tell that person that I've got a buddy system going with, you know what, I'm going to be out of town for the next week. You got it. You know how to do it. And that person said, well, no. Now you say, no, you have been seeing me do this. We've been doing this together for the last 2 months. You can do it. And so it's an acceleration. Not only does that person know what they're doing now, you have accelerated that level. How much time I got left?
Just under 15 minutes.
Under 15 minutes.
Oh, sorry, 10.
Under 10 minutes. Under 5 minutes. So in the business world, let's go to the business world for a second. In the collegial world, in the business world, many times, big companies will say, I want you to mentor a senior at a college and mentor that person and get that person ready for the marketplace. What you can do that is so critical, I want you to think about online mentoring. Everybody say online mentoring. Say it again. So that says, I want to know something. But I don't have the person that's right here in my space to help me get that knowledge. Right? You say, you know what, John? You say you used to flip burgers. You say you used to be at McDonald's. Well, John, you know what? I want to be an entrepreneur. But I don't have a person with my pigmentation close to me. I don't have a person who loves the Lord like I think you love the Lord. So let's be on Facebook together. Let's have a monthly call, a monthly Zoom call. Mentoring now, because of technology, can be unbelievable if you think about it. You say to yourself, I want more Bible knowledge. I can't afford it. Well, there are a lot of preachers, there are a lot of teachers that are online teaching Bible classes, preaching sermons. It's a different way of saying, I am now mentoring. Don't bother me. Tuesday night, I know that there's this Bible class that comes from the States. That person doesn't know it, but they are mentoring me, and I am the mentee. And so I'm sitting with my, am I making sense?
Yes.
The ability to touch lives now is unbelievable. The ability to have your life touched is unbelievable. I have less than 10 minutes left, so let me do this. Let me ask you, excuse me, I know I'm messing you up. Think about this one for a second. Who do you think is the greatest mentor that ever lived? What?
Jesus Christ.
I'm in trouble. I thought I could play with that for a while. I thought you were the group that was right after lunch and your mind was not as sharp as it is. But he is. He is the greatest mentor that ever lived. Let's talk about it. For 3 years, he's one-on-one. One-on-one. He's one-on-one with his disciples. Every day they see him. They see him as he meets the lady in John chapter 8 that's caught in adultery. They drag her in her nightgown and say, we caught her. Now you stone her. They see Jesus as Jesus said, wait a minute. Don't make me the judge. You be the judge. You without sin. You grab the stone and you throw the stone. What do you think? What do you think that would have done to a Peter, James, and John sitting there watching that? Let's zoom. I'm running out of time. Let's zoom. That's the disciples. But I submit to you that everybody under the sound of my voice right now is being mentored by Jesus. If you are the same as you were 10 years ago and you are a Christian, something's wrong. He changes our lives. He changes our lives because he lived, and he changes our life because his word is still alive. Amen. One day the Apostle Paul said, guess what? It is no longer I who lives, but it's Christ who lives in me. What has happened? The mentor has touched the mentee in such a way that he's totally different. Vulnerability? Did you say that? Ask my wife. When we first met, I used to smoke a pack of cigarettes a day. I'm being vulnerable. Hey, cut that off that film right there. But when you are in a relationship with someone that you want to please, my wife used to say, my daddy smoked. When Christ is in your life and he is mentoring you, you change. Somebody say amen. Amen. Now I need to quickly do, how much time I got left? 5 minutes? Okay, those of you that want me to quit right now, just say, quit. So let's do some quick ones. Oprah, I never say it right. Oprah Winfrey, say it right for me. She mentored Dr. Phil McGraw. Warren Buffett, say Warren Buffett. He mentored Bill Gates. Maya Angelou, say it for me. She mentored Oprah Winfrey. Steve Jobs, say Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs mentored Mark Zuckerberg. Thank you. Here's one I don't need help with. Yoda. Yoda mentored who? Luke. That's it. Luke Skywalker. Plato. Anybody know? Aristotle. Well, what I'm trying to indicate is that when you mentor someone, you lead them to greater success. We can talk about, and the assignment was to talk about Paul and Timothy. You know, Paul wrote Timothy 2 personal letters, right? Timothy hung with him. We talk about Elisha and Elisha. You know, Elisha, after Elijah died, Elisha got a double portion. You know that, right? Yes. So one of the characters, and I want to speak to the women now, one of the characters that the assignment didn't include was Naomi. Who did Naomi mentor? Oh, y'all said it weak. Sisters. Who did Naomi mentor? Ruth. Right. And we can talk about Ruth, and we can talk about Naomi, because they all became people who were on the lineage of who? Jesus. I need to quit. I'm out of time. I'm out of breath. Oh, and you still awake. You still awake. Hey, I need you to think about it. And as you think about whether or not you want to be a mentor, and I got a list of people that I have mentored. People that I have helped become gospel preachers. People who I've helped become businessmen. People who I have helped, and people who have helped me. You got to be able to look back, and you got to be able to say, it ain't all about me. Right? If it's all about you, then life is not meaningful. Purpose comes when you take a Jack Evans Jr. and say, I'm going to get that boy, John Tillman from Houston, and I'm going to help him. And I'm going to put him in a setting where he can help some other people. So I suggest to you as I wind down that Jesus was the greatest mentor. And he told all of us as his disciples, go mentor somebody else. That's what Matthew 28 says. He says, go teach them, baptize them, teach them again. What are you doing? You're mentoring. So God bless you. I have enjoyed being with you. My dream come true. God sent me home. To see people who look like me. To see people who believe what I believe. Put me out in the open. And say, boy, share your soul. Maybe you can help somebody grow up. Maybe you can help somebody mentor somebody else. And when we all get on the other side, we'll have a great reunion as we hug and kiss each other. God bless you. Thank you so much.